Golf fans are furious. Social media is on fire. And the United States Golf Association is being called out for one of the most controversial rulings in recent United States Open history. And the man at the center of it all? Wyndham Clark. If you are a golf fan who loves following the biggest moments, the biggest controversies, and the biggest stories from the sport, make sure you subscribe to this channel, drop a comment below telling us what you think about everything you are about to hear, and hit the like button so more golf fans can find this video. Wyndham Clark is not some anonymous journeyman grinding to make cuts on the periphery of the leaderboard. He is the 2023 United States Open champion. He beat Rory McIlroy at Los Angeles Country Club in one of the most dramatic finishes major golf had seen in years. He is a player who knows how to handle pressure, how to close, and how to win on the biggest stage in American golf. But between 2023 and 2026, something went badly wrong. His 2025 season was one of the most difficult stretches of his professional career. He did not make it past the first round of the playoffs. He was a non-factor for almost the entire year. And then came the moment that defined public perception of Wyndham Clark more than anything else he had done on a golf course. At the 2025 United States Open at Oakmont Country Club, Clark missed the cut. On his way out of the building, he smashed a locker. A photograph of the damage surfaced on social media. He was subsequently banned from playing at Oakmont. One prominent United States Golf Association official reportedly said, "I'd ban him from next year's Open." Clark eventually issued a public apology and paid privately for the damage. But the reputation hit was severe and lasting. Fast forward to 2026. Wyndham Clark arrives at Shinnecock Hills in Long Island, New York, having rebuilt his game from the ground up with new swing coach Pat Coyner. The results had already been extraordinary. He won the CJ Cup Byron Nelson in May, closing with a final round 60 and finishing at 30 under par. He followed that with a third-place finish at the Memorial Tournament and a tied 11th at the RBC Canadian Open. He was back. He was sharp. And he was ready for Shinnecock Hills. But here is where the story gets complicated. Because the 2026 United States Open did not just produce one controversy surrounding Wyndham Clark. It produced three. And each one is more layered than the last. Shinnecock Hills is one of the most brutal examination grounds in all of golf. Across 5 previous United States Opens held at the venue, only 3 players in history have ever finished the week under par. The record low winning score at the course was 4 under par, set by Retief Goosen in 2004. Walking into Sunday's final round, Wyndham Clark was sitting at 7 under par. That number is not just good. It is historically extraordinary for this golf course. So the immediate question any informed golf fan should be asking is, how did he get there? Controversy number 1, the Thursday conditions. Thursday began with chaos. A dense coastal fog swallowed Shinnecock Hills shortly after the first tee shot of the championship was struck at 6:35 in the morning. Officials suspended play for just over 2 hours. When play resumed, the conditions were almost unrecognizable from what had been forecast. The United States Golf Association had spent the week preparing for sustained winds of 35 to 40 miles per hour. To protect the greens from those expected gusts, they slowed the putting surfaces down to a stimpmeter reading of 10.5, the slowest greens at a United States Open at Shinnecock Hills since 1995, and the slowest at any United States Open in 31 years. They also watered the greens between the morning and afternoon waves to keep them soft and receptive. Then the wind never came. Wyndham Clark teed off in the afternoon wave at 3:36 in the afternoon. By that point, the course was playing in near-calm conditions. Slow greens. Receptive fairways. Benign wind. Clark shot 64, 6 under par. The best score recorded in the morning wave was 68, 2 under par. Only 6 players in the morning wave broke par. 11 players in the afternoon wave broke par. Even Clark himself acknowledged the advantage. He said that 2-hour fog delay was very helpful, and it was really nice the wind laid down. It definitely helped those last 6, 7 holes we played. One detailed analysis of the scoring data broke down the wave advantage and projected that under morning conditions, Clark would likely have shot somewhere between 65 and 67. That would have meant heading into Sunday with a lead of 3 to 5 shots rather than 6. As that same analysis noted, the winning score at Shinnecock Hills for this tournament was essentially locked in on Thursday afternoon. The United States Golf Association cannot control the weather. But as the analysis pointed out, this is not the first time Shinnecock Hills has produced significant wave advantages at the United States Open. It happened in 2004 and twice in 2018. After 2018, USGA Executive Director Mike Davis publicly apologized and handed course setup responsibilities to John Bodenhammer, who was brought in specifically to fix the Shinnecock problem. In 2026, the same problem happened again. To be clear, Wyndham Clark did nothing wrong. He played the course he was given in the conditions he was given. Dustin Johnson, who was in the same group and played the same conditions, shot 66. But the gap between the two waves was real, it was measurable, and it shaped the entire complexion of the tournament before a single shot was played on Friday. Controversy number 2, the 17th hole drop. Saturday. Round 3. Wyndham Clark is in full control of the tournament. He is near the top of the leaderboard. Every shot matters. And then on the par 3 17th hole, his tee shot flies well left of the green and settles into the fescue in a difficult position. A television camera platform is blocking his path to the green. Under the rules of golf, a television camera platform qualifies as an immovable obstruction. That means Wyndham Clark was entitled to free relief. A United States Golf Association rules official was standing right there, supervising the entire process from beginning to end. What happened next ignited one of the most heated rules debates the golf world had seen in years. Before taking his drop, Clark removed loose grass from the area around where he intended to drop the ball. He then dropped the ball. It rolled back into the camera stand. He dropped again. It rolled back into the camera stand a second time. Under the rules of golf, when a ball rolls back into the obstruction on 2 consecutive drops, the player is permitted to place the ball by hand in the nearest position where it will not roll back. Clark placed the ball. He ended up with a clean lie. He chipped onto the green. He made the putt. He saved par. The reaction online was immediate and volcanic. Fans posted, "Wyndham Clark hits his tee shot 100 yards left on number 17 in a terrible spot, then he just intentionally drops it so it comes back and he perfectly places his ball. Basically zero disadvantage for shanking a tee shot. What a joke you are, USGA." Another wrote, "Wyndham Clark going full lawn care service on that drop is egregious and the USGA should feel bad." Others called it the most generous drop of all time and said Clark had been handed a silver platter. One fan wrote, "That drop they gave Wyndham is criminal. Purposely dropping it back to the camera tower so you can place it on a tuft of grass. Come on." But here is the thing that most of the furious fans online were either unaware of or chose to ignore. Every single element of what Wyndham Clark did on that 17th hole was completely legal under the rules of golf. Removing loose impediments before a drop is permitted. The double drop resulting in the ball being placed is a direct consequence of the rule covering immovable obstructions. A United States Golf Association official watched and approved every step. Clark did not invent a single element of that procedure. He simply knew the rules and used them correctly. Even Paige Spiranak, one of golf's most prominent commentators, was pulled into the debate when she saw the viral video circulating online. Her response was simple. She said, "I'm staying out of this one, lol." And honestly, who could blame her? Because the deeper issue is not really about Wyndham Clark at all. It is about the gap between what professional golfers know about the rules and what everyday golf fans and recreational golfers understand. One fan put it plainly, saying, "The problem is that every regular golfer can't use these rules when we play, so why should the best in the world get these breaks?" That frustration is genuine. But the answer is also straightforward. Clark followed the rules exactly as written, with full official supervision, and every other professional golfer in the same situation would have done exactly the same thing. Controversy number 3, a pattern of rules incidents. The 17th hole drop did not exist in isolation. And that is exactly why so many fans found it so difficult to accept. Because Wyndham Clark has been here before. At the Arnold Palmer Invitational at Bay Hill in March 2024, during the third round, Clark found his tee shot deep and thick rough on the 18th hole. Cameras captured him placing the heavy flange of a wedge behind the ball multiple times. The ball appeared to move. On the broadcast, analyst Brandel Chambly was direct. He said, "The ball clearly moved. He clearly didn't ground his club lightly. Why he was putting his club into the club so forcefully is beyond me." Chambly added, "You begin to wonder, what does a tour player have to do to get a penalty?" The PGA Tour Rules Committee reviewed the footage and decided not to penalize Clark, ruling that the ball had wobbled and returned to its original spot. They also cited Rule 20.2c, which states that video evidence is disregarded if it could not reasonably have been seen with the naked eye. Clark responded by saying, "I wasn't trying to do anything like cheating or anything like that or improve my lie. I just simply put my club down." Then at the Arnold Palmer Invitational in 2025, a different incident emerged. Clark's tee shot on the par 4 third hole appeared to plug in the fairway. He took free relief under the embedded ball rule. The controversy was whether the pitch mark was his own or a pre-existing one, because taking relief from someone else's pitch mark would have been a penalty. The PGA Tour reviewed ShotLink video and confirmed that the ball had indeed returned to its own pitch mark, making the relief completely legal. Clark expressed frustration at the scrutiny, saying, "My frustration was that if I did get stroked, how is that my fault when no one told me that I rolled into something if I did roll into someone else's pitch mark?" That's one of those rules in golf where it's like, why are we making this so complicated? 3 separate incidents. 3 separate official reviews. 3 separate conclusions that Wyndham Clark broke no rules. But a pattern had formed in the public eye regardless. So here is the counter-argument, and it is a strong one. Wyndham Clark did not just survive this tournament. He dominated it. He led from the very first round and never relinquished that lead. His scoring relative to the field across all 3 rounds tells the story clearly. In round 1, he was 9.3 strokes better than the field average. In round 2, he was 3.25 strokes better. In round 3, he was 3.6 strokes better, and round 3 produced the highest scoring average for any United States Open round at Shinnecock Hills since 1986, with only 2 players breaking par all day. Clark shot even par 70 in the toughest conditions of the week. He made clutch par saves repeatedly when the tournament threatened to open up for his competitors. He recovered from wayward tee shots on holes 14, 15, and 16 in round 2, emerging just 1 over par in a stretch that easily could have cost him 3 or more shots. He drained a 33-foot birdie putt on the 18th hole in round 2 just to make a statement. His 17th hole par save on Saturday, the one at the center of the drop controversy, still required him to execute a precise chip shot and make the putt. The relief gave him a better lie. It did not make the shot for him. As Clark said himself after round 2, "I really felt like I could be in double digits, but the great thing about that is I didn't feel like I had my best, and I still am leading as of right now." That is not the language of a player who thinks he got lucky. That is the language of a player who knows he has more in reserve. And the question every honest golf fan must answer is this: if any other player in this field had been standing beside the television camera platform on the 17th hole at Shinnecock Hills, would they have done anything differently? The answer is no. They would have followed the exact same procedure, with the exact same rules official watching, and walked away with the exact same result. The drop rule debate is real. Many fans and even some professionals believe the rules around immovable obstructions and the double drop to play sequence create outcomes that feel disconnected from the spirit of the game. The idea that a player can remove grass, drop twice, and ultimately place a ball in a chosen spot after a badly missed tee shot does not sit well with recreational golfers who would never know to do any of that. The Shinnecock Hills wave advantage problem is also real and has now recurred across 3 separate United States Opens at the venue. The United States Golf Association has a responsibility to address it. And the broader question about Wyndham Clark's reputation is real too. Golf writer Michael Bamberger put it this way, citing words that once appeared in the USGA rulebook: golf is played, for the most part, without the supervision of a referee or umpire. The game relies on the integrity of the individual to show consideration for others and to abide by the rules of the game. The question Bamberger posed is whether Clark fully embodies that spirit or whether his history of incidents, however legal each one may have been, tells a different story. Wyndham Clark heads into Sunday's final round at the 2026 United States Open with a 6-shot lead over Scottie Scheffler and 3 other players. He has a chance to win his second major championship. He has a chance to complete a genuine redemption story after everything that happened at Oakmont in 2025. And whatever you think about the fog delay, the 17th hole drop, or the Bay Hill wedge incident, the scorecard going into Sunday is real. The 6-shot lead is real. The golf he has played this week is real. The rules may have helped him on one hole on Saturday. The weather may have helped him on one afternoon on Thursday. But Wyndham Clark has still played 54 holes of golf at one of the most demanding courses in the world and put himself in a position that very few players in the history of this event have ever occupied. Whether that is enough for the golf world to accept his victory, if it comes, is an entirely different question. If you made it this far, drop a comment below and tell us, did Wyndham Clark earn this lead, or did the rules and the conditions hand him an advantage that changed the entire tournament? Make sure you subscribe so you never miss our coverage of the biggest stories in golf, and hit the like button if this video gave you something to think about.